All right, so welcome everybody. I am Rachel Hansen, Independent Director out of Wisconsin. And I am here tonight to walk you guys through our call 3 for our new consultant training. So hopefully, Christy and Joby, have you been on the first 2?
I was on last week, but not the first week. I just joined as well.
Okay, not a problem. So the way we have it set up is that, just kind of keep going through. You'll be here this week, next week, and then catch the week after, and you'll be all caught up. Christy, how long have you been with Pampered Chef?
I sold Pampered Chef back in, 2005, something like that, and got out of it. I have grown kids, but they were home at the time, and I was married, and so I'm no longer married. My kids are grown and gone, and now I have 2 dogs growling in the background as they play. But I just joined again on the 8th of August.
Oh, so you're brand new. Excellent. Welcome, welcome. And Leanne is back. Leanne, I hear you are brand new. Brand spanking new, just been with us a couple days, right? She's still trying to figure it out, I think.
Probably.
We can see her, but I don't know if she can hear us. Leanne, can you hear us? Maybe not yet. All right, we've got someone else on. We can't see. If you're there, pipe in. Let's see. Joby, you are a very new director. You want to share just real quickly how long you've been with Pampered Chef?
Sure. I signed on as a consultant on May 21st and became a fast track director on July 1st.
Awesome.
There she is.
And Jason, you're going on year number 2, right? It'll be 2 years in December? Yeah. So he's been around for 2 years. Excellent. So how is everybody's calendar looking? For those of us who are newer, older, Christy's kind of nodding. Pipe in. How is your show schedule? What is your goal and what do you have right now?
Well, I have a full-time job, so I do not plan to do more than probably 4 to 6 shows a month. And I do have about 6 shows on my calendar for the next month. So.
Excellent, excellent. Have you had your first show since coming back to Pampered Chef?
I did. We did a virtual show.
Okay.
Closed out last week, yes.
Excellent. And are you going to be primarily virtual? Are you going to do some cooking?
No, I'm going to do cooking shows.
Okay, excellent. So when is your first cooking show coming up?
The 8th.
The 8th. Okay, great.
Yeah.
Excellent. And Leanne, can you hear us yet?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, awesome. Because I was really worried that I don't know how to work. I don't know. I'm younger, but I don't really know how to work this stuff. Sorry, my boyfriend's shushing me because I talk really loud. Anyways, how are you guys?
We're good. So, Leanne, we hear you are brand spanking new to Pampered Chef.
Yes.
Congratulations. Yes. Welcome.
Thank you. You can thank you, Joby, for that.
I know.
She's the one who introduced.
It's addicting. You'll be fine. So Tell me, Leanne, let's see, you ordered your kit a whole 2 days ago. So what have you been up to? How many shows do you have booked already?
Just that one. I think it's my launch party. And I kind of went over some things today while I was at work. I don't know. I just went on to the PCU page and then kind of learned how to do stuff on there. And I printed out some pages that I found on the training website or the training Facebook page. So.
Awesome. 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 And when is your launch party?
I think it's starting now. I thought.
Oh, you're doing the virtual one? Okay.
Yeah, the virtual one. Yeah.
Excellent. I would recommend also planning. Are you going to do all virtual or are you planning to do some cooking?
No, I want to do cooking shows. My goal overall is to do a lot of cooking shows. I want to do at least 2 a week. And then as far as the virtual ones, I'm thinking probably because they last for a whole week. I'm thinking like if there's only one, I don't know. Because I could do multiple at one time. Oh my gosh, here's just screenshotted.
Me, so I can remember who's on.
Oh, okay.
So I can let all your directors know.
Oh, okay, I gotcha. But I'm trying to think. So I want to do shows. I forgot that you could do multiple at one time. But overall, on my calendar, I basically made every 2 weeks have shows going on for an entire week. And then I think on Wednesdays and on Sundays is the days that I want to do my cooking shows live, or if I want to do I guess my ultimate goal is to teach kids and adults how to cook.
Awesome.
So I would like have a class open like once a week. But that's, of course, kind of further down the road, but that's where I want to get to.
Awesome. So I would recommend getting your launch cooking party set up as soon as possible. You've got the virtual one going. That's going to cover anybody who can't come to your virtual party. And it's going to cover people that don't live nearby, people who are antisocial, you name it. It'll cover a lot of those people. But if you're looking at Wednesdays and Sundays,
Yes.
Sunday is coming up. You might want to get those invites out, tell people to come on over, and have your first party right away this weekend. And it's okay if you don't feel like you know what you're doing, because you're brand new and your friends and family are going to understand that, and it'll be fun. So excellent. Joby, Jason, you can give me a thumbs up. Or thumbs down or middle or whatever. How is your calendar schedule looking for you guys? Joby's good. Jason, how are you feeling about your schedule? Close to good. Okay, good. All right, I see we have someone else who joined us, 608 number. Is that Shannon? Jason, you're muted in case you're trying to talk first.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Welcome to our team and our training. Are you able to see us at all, or are you strictly on the phone?
I can see you, but I can't hear you on there, so I had to call.
Oh, that's fine, but you can see us. Okay, good. Well, welcome. We are just getting started. We're just kind of meeting everybody quickly. We've got Christy here, and Jason, and Joby, and Leanne. And Leanne is on Joby's team. And we're just kind of quickly talking about where our schedules are right now. So Shannon, remind me, when did you join?
Last Friday.
Yay! And you're on Jason's team, right? Yes, he's clapping. Yay!
Yes.
You're in good hands with him. Excellent. So tell me a little bit, are you doing primarily virtual parties, cooking parties, some of both?
Right now I don't have any set up. I've just had a few orders off of my site and one possible recruit.
Awesome. Excellent. That's pretty good for being with us for less than a week. That's pretty great. Excellent. Well, I would recommend getting a virtual party set up and running as soon as possible, even if you plan to do mostly cooking shows, just because it's easy to do and it'll reach a lot of people. And I know Jason can help you get that set up if you have not talked about that yet.
And she just had one because she signed off of her own virtual party.
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right. You had the kit credit. That's right. Jason told me. Excellent. How many friends did you have from that party who were interested in booking?
Just one so far.
Jason says 2. He says 2.
Only one of them said possibly.
Well, let Jason help you.
Okay.
Get those on your calendar. Excellent. Well, good. Okay, so you've got one potential recruit. Leanne, Christy, do you have some potential recruit leads in your mind? Maybe in your mind, Christy. Okay. Leanne?
I think I've got ideas. I don't really have anybody that I've talked to just yet, but I know a few people that really like to cook a lot, so.
Excellent. Christy, who is your upline director?
Karen Smith.
Oh, aren't you a lucky girl?
Yes.
You guys are all in good hands. Excellent.
You have to say the Karen Smith.
Yes. The Karen Smith.
Yes. Isn't she fabulous? We love her dearly. Oh my God. Okay. Excellent. So this is great. So if you guys sound like you've got some people maybe in your mind that you think would be great team members. Shannon's already got somebody who's interested. This is great. You want to make sure that they are part of your first, your grand opening parties, whether it's the cooking show or virtual. Make sure that they're part of it. Make sure you're interacting with them a lot, telling them how amazing they would be, right? So again, that's something that when you start having that conversation with those people and saying, hey, I think you'd be great at this, or hey, I think this would really help you out financially, or hey, I think this would be a great way for you to get all those products on your wish list. When you start having that conversation, make sure that you include your director, whether it's a three-way chat or whether you're taking screenshots of a chat and sending it to them, or three-way chat either on the computer or on the phone. Make sure you include your director because they can help you walk through that discussion. Joby, I'm sure you went through that multiple times, especially being fast track, right?
Oh, definitely. Terry and was a huge help on my 3-ways.
And I know I've done that with Jason too. And it's been very beneficial, and now he does that, and he helps his team. So definitely utilize your upline when you start having those conversations. Okay, so tell me, share really quickly, anybody can chime in. What are you guys most excited about for your first parties coming up?
The products, of course.
Excellent, the products.
Well, I'm really excited about all the products and everything. So, and I think I'm mostly excited about getting started cooking and everything because my boyfriend and I just were in the process of buying a house, and so we need to break that kitchen in. So we're really excited about cooking in there, and I've already told him that the first thing I want to cook is cookies. So.
Awesome. Very cool. Shannon, what are you most excited about? Oh, Christy, go ahead.
No, finish that, and then I have a question.
Sure. Shannon, what are you most excited about?
The experience.
Oh, yay. Love it. Love it. Christy, what's your question?
My question is, Leanne said something about a training Facebook page.
Yes, we can make sure you get in there.
Please.
Yes. Going to write a physical note.
Thank you.
No problem. Training. Yep, it's one that goes along with all the weekly trainings we have. So we'll make sure to get you in there.
Okay.
I'll send
Thank
Karen a message and say, Karen, get on it. Chop, chop. All right. So with your first parties coming up, is there any specific concerns that you guys might have? Want to share a little bit about what recipe you might be making?
I'm really nervous about my virtual party because I invited like 1,500 people, and I've only got 30 people following or 30 people going, and I've got I want to say like 17 or 19 people with maybes on there. That not a whole lot of people are gonna participate. So that's my only scare.
You know what? I think what you have going on is great. Anybody who does their virtual parties and events will tell you that having 30 people reply as going is like your goal number. And so the fact that you're already there is awesome. Okay. Ways to increase that number. Honestly, there's a way you can look at all the people that are invited. Like if you just click on the list of people that are invited, you can see who has actually seen the invite and who has not. And you may be surprised, in fact, you probably will be surprised, how many people you invited that haven't even seen that they have an invitation. Like we get so many Facebook notifications these days that they tend to get lost, right? So a quick, even copy and pasted, but individual message to each person. I know it's a lot of messages, so maybe just a handful of them a day, just to say, hey, just wanted to let you know I started my Pampered Chef business. I'm holding my first party online. Here's the link. I would love for you to come and check it out. Feel free to click going so you don't miss out on any of the posts, right? And some people may see that they were invited, but if it's someone you haven't really talked to in a while, or somebody that lives far away, they may just totally ignore it thinking, oh, she invited me by accident. But when you have when you send out just that quick message, just to say, hey, I want you there, it's going to go a long ways, and you may find that you get more people going. But what you have right now is really, really awesome, and I don't think you should feel upset about it at all. So that's great. Have you sent out any private messages to anybody yet?
Yeah, I have. I think I accidentally did it because there's a little option on there where you can like send an instant message, and that's what I was planning on doing, was to send like a personal message to everyone.
Yeah.
That basically just said, hey, this is what I'm doing, but a lot of those people also, I got messages back saying that it wasn't loading right or something. So it's and then some people had, I think it was all the people that I had already invited. I just accidentally hit that button. It sent it to 50 people, and then I got like a lot of messages after that. So.
Well, good. Well, good. So keep that up. See who else maybe hasn't seen it yet, and go from there.
Hey, and Rachel, this is Joby. She's actually only on day 2 of her pre-party. So we're still very early in the process. So that is one of the next steps of her host coaching. So
Perfect.
that will be coming up as well. But yeah, 32 people, I think, going on day 2 is pretty amazing.
That's pretty great. And it helps that you invited 1,500 people. Okay. So no, I'm serious though. Like, you have to think about this for when you're coaching future hosts, right? Like, think about what percentage that is, right? You invited 1,500 people, you've got 30 people that RSVP'd so far. So if somebody invites 30 people, they're not going to get 30 people to RSVP, right? Like, this whole business is all about numbers. And if you don't love numbers, learn to love them, because they will be your best friend. And that is where you have friends to help you if you really don't love numbers. So, excellent. Great. Does that make you feel a little bit better? You've got more coming from Joby. You should be in good shape.
Yeah, actually it made me feel a lot better.
Good.
Yeah, I literally went on my boyfriend's phone and my mom's, and I said, hey, can I invite people to this off y'all's phone?
Good. That's awesome. Excellent. Excellent. I love that. All right. Becky just joined us. Hi, Becky.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I had some trouble with my computer.
Oh, well.
It wouldn't come in. That's why I was late.
That's okay. Becky, whose team are you on?
Rose Ham.
Excellent. And how long have you been with Pampered Chef?
It's been a year this month,
Excellent. Well, congratulations.
but I'm still learning.
Excellent. Well, I'm glad you're here. We have a few newbies with us today, so we're just kind of talking about their first shows coming up. And right now we're talking about if anybody has any concerns about their first show. Leanne shared she was unsure about whether or not enough people were RSVPing. We assured her that life is good for her. Kiki and Shannon or Becky, does anybody else have any concerns about their first shows coming up that you want to chat about right now?
I don't have a first show coming up.
Well, that's step number 1. We'll get there.
Don't feel bad. I've only had one cook show, which was not a very big one, but for the whole year, mine's been catalog and computer. So I'm sort of like on new ways of trying to cook myself.
Excellent. All right. Well, I just want to take a few minutes to kind of walk through a cooking show. Since we've got a lot of virtual training out there, I just want to kind of walk you guys through a little bit of a cooking show, what you might expect, things that you'd want to touch on at your show. Okay. So every show that we do, there's 3 things that we're going to be looking for. We want sales, we want bookings, and we want new team members to grow our team, right? So everything that you do at the party, you kind of want to be intentional about it. All the wording that you use, the products that you show, if you choose to play games, everything you do, you're going to do for a reason. Has anybody had the opportunity to shadow somebody at a show yet? Christy, oh my gosh, you get to shadow the Karen Smith. Man, jealous. I would like to fly down there and shadow her. Becky, have you shadowed some of Rose's shows?
No, not really, because she hasn't, well, no.
You should ask her if you can. It's always good to shadow. Leanne, are you close enough to Joby that you can shadow?
I did get to be in a cooking show with her, yes. And it was a lot of fun because I was Vanna in the background, so.
Awesome. Awesome. And Shannon, I know you just got to experience a virtual party. Are cooking shows something that you want to do, and do you want to have the opportunity to shadow some?
I would take the opportunity, yeah.
Okay, so we'll find a time for that. Jason, do you have any cooking shows coming up?
I have a freezer meal workshop in September, but that's my only cooking show that's on my calendar right now.
Okay. Otherwise, I have some too. You're down in Janesville, Shannon?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So the idea behind your cooking show is that you definitely want to go in there having a plan, right? Like, you know that you are going in for X number of bookings and sales and recruit leads, okay? And everything you do is to go with that plan. So a lot of the products that you use, the guests are going to use it, they're going to love it, they may decide to buy it. But they're not necessarily going to say, oh, I really love this, I need to book a party and have it right now. And they're not necessarily going to say, oh, I really love this, so I need to join your team right now so I can get it, okay? So you need to have a plan on how to introduce those ideas and plant your seeds during the show. So the first thing you want to do is when your guests come in for your cooking show, you want to try to connect with all of them. Start a conversation. It can be as easy as, you might want to have somebody else be in charge of pouring drinks so you can walk around and mingle. Maybe you want to be in charge of pouring drinks so you have a reason to talk to every single person who comes in and offer them a beverage and see how their day is going. If you have your apron on, they know that you're the pampered chef of the evening, so you can start asking them questions, get to know them. It's okay to say, hey, I want to get to know you so that I can help you be a better cook in the kitchen. You're going to have people come to your parties who cook all the time or are professional chefs or work in restaurants. And you're going to have people come to your shows that are like, I'm just here for the free food because I don't cook, right? But we have something for everyone, so you want to get to know them. So you could ask them questions like, what did you have for dinner last night? What did it look like? And if there's someone that says, yeah, we did drive-through because of my kid's busy soccer schedule, cha-ching, rock crack, right? Or if there's someone that says, oh my gosh, we made this amazing enchilada dish and we made fresh salsa and blah, 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 blah. Well, you're going to have a whole different list of ideas of products that they might enjoy, right? You might want to ask them, what brought you here tonight? Maybe they came with a friend. Maybe they're coming because the host is a friend they haven't seen in forever. Maybe they're coming because they love Pampered Chef. Maybe they've never heard of it. Maybe they just wanted a night away from the husband and the kids, or the wife and the kids, or the kids, or maybe they live alone and just wanted to get out with some people, okay? And so ask those questions. How do you know our host, right? Like, that's a simple one. How do you know them? Starts a conversation, okay? And you can even walk around with like a tablet or your cell phone, and you can start putting their name and email address right in the show using the app, so that when you get to checkout, then it's a little bit faster. Plus, you have that excuse way to learn their name right away. And if you hear it and then you see it, it might help you remember it. I'm so bad with names, so I'm not good at it. So anyway, when you start your party, you want to try to be prompt. People like to be prompt. So try to start on time. And it can be hard when everybody's like chatting and it's loud and you feel like you don't want to interrupt the conversation. That's good. They're having a great time. But they also want to start on time. So it's okay to just say, hey, I hate to interrupt the fun. Let's get started. Let's make some food. There'll be plenty of time to chat and catch up as the night goes on, right? You definitely want to thank your host for having you there, for inviting everybody over. You want to make your host feel special because it's your host's party and they are really excited. So make them feel special. Thank them. You can share a quick story about yourself. Maybe, how you know the host, how, you know, why you're there. And it may be kind of fun, like, oh, you know, I know host Jason through friend Shannon, who I met at Joby's party, and I went to school with her niece Leanne, right? Like, it could be a fun trail like that with everybody in the room. And it's just kind of fun to see how you've met all these people, and they find it fun too to hear this little trail. So, you know, share why you start with Pampered Chef. You know, it could be, I started Pampered Chef because I wanted to be able to stay home with my kids full time, but I stay with Pampered Chef because I want to remodel my kitchen, and this is going to pay for it. You know, whatever your story may be, but keep it short and sweet, because in the end, the vast majority of the people in that room don't know who you are, and frankly, they don't care. Like, they're there to party with the host and have some food and have fun. So try to make it about the host and about the guests, but, you know, sharing a little bit about you is good too, so they can get to know you. Okay. When it comes to cooking your recipe, you definitely want to make sure that you spend a couple of minutes talking about your power tools. What are power tools? Those are your big products. Those are the things people are going to book for. They are your higher priced items. They are your must-haves. They are things like your rock crock, your stoneware, your manual food processor, your spiralizer, your grill pan, your cookware, any of those kind of products. All right. Most people know what a mix and chop is. They know what a spatula is. They know what a pizza cutter is. Those are things that you don't want to spend time talking about, except for when you go to use a pizza cutter and someone says, oh, what's this thing on the back? Then you can talk about the crust cutter and how that makes us different than other companies, you know, those kinds of things. But definitely spend a couple minutes talking about those specific power tools that you're going to be using. Karen Smith is absolutely wonderful at sharing how to use things like the grill pan. Like, I want to buy 8 grill pans every time I hear her talk about it. But she really paints a picture of how you can use it at every meal, every day, to make the most amazing and delicious food. And so you definitely want to paint that picture and share some great ideas with everybody. Okay. Pick somebody to read the recipe. If it's not one that you know by heart, and there's different ways of doing cooking shows. I tend to do a more interactive style where I'm there interacting with everybody the entire time, versus station style where you kind of give them the recipe and say, okay, have at it. I like to be involved. I like to have that little bit of control, if you will. But it's always nice to have somebody who can read the recipe and keep you in check. And even if you know the recipe by heart, you know what else this does is, if I have Jason reading the recipe and making sure that I don't mess up, what that also says is I don't have to know it all by heart. It's okay to have someone read a recipe, and it's okay for me to forget a step or mess up, because I'm a pampered chef, not a perfect chef, right? And it shows that anybody can do what you're doing. If you look too perfect, people are going to worry that they can't do what you do. Christy, does Karen ever mess up? Does? Okay, good. That's good to know. And then you can definitely make sure that everybody gets involved in the cooking. Get their hands on the products, right? Like, I make sure to say right away, you know, I have all these products in my kitchen. I get to use them every day. And you get to come to this party. And the great thing about it, this experience that you don't get at Target and Bed Bath & Beyond and Amazon, is that you get to play with the products now. And I get to help you troubleshoot how to use them. And you get to experience them before you purchase them and put them in your kitchen. So don't let me do all the cooking, because I already know I love everything. This is your turn, right? So make sure you share that, okay? One of the things I like to do after cooking is I definitely love to take a few minutes to have everybody share what they're most excited about. And this is important because it helps everybody sell the products to each other, okay? So, you know, maybe Christy was sitting there using the manual food processor. She just took it over and she was loving it. And so I might say something like, Christy, what did you think of that manual food processor tonight? And she might say, oh my gosh, I loved it. This was so much fun. And I might say, Christy, what else are you going to use your manual food processor for? You see, I'm already assuming she's going to get it because she loved it. Why wouldn't she get it in some aspect, right? So I'm going to ask her what else she'll use it for. And she might say, oh, you know, I'm going to use it to chop up onions. And Joby might chime in and say, you know what? I bet you could make smoothies in there. Ooh, what a great idea. And Leanne's like, oh, you know what? I could put my protein powder in there. I could make a protein shake. And you might have creative Becky. She's a baker, let's say. she might say, ooh, what about like crumbly pie topping, right? And so now we're coming up with all these ideas, and everybody else is sharing with each other why everybody needs it, and they're selling the product to each other, okay? And I like to throw some of those ideas in there if people aren't coming up with them. So have some ideas in your head. And I'll ask, what other products did you guys play with tonight that you absolutely loved, right? And perhaps for our fajitas, Leanne was the one chopping up the chicken with the salad choppers, and she's going to talk about those. And maybe Becky missed some of those things because she was over at the stove with the grill pan, but she's going to talk about how amazing that chicken looked coming off the grill pan, because not everybody got to see that. Okay, so definitely having that time for everybody to share with each other is definitely going to help grow their wish lists, and therefore your sales and your future bookings, because they will probably not get everything they want in one night. Sometimes they do, but usually they don't. And you definitely want to share the guest special with them at this point before you give them catalogs and order forms and all that jazz. Share the special. Yep, there it is. Jason's got it. And let them know keywords, not if you spend $75, but when you spend $75. Because you will get one of these products free. When you spend $75, you will get one of these products for free. Now, they all have a wish list, so spending $75 is like nothing, right? We all go into Target for toothpaste and go out with $100 worth of stuff in our cart. Like, it's no big deal. This happens all the time. And Pampered Chef is the same way. And I let people know that. It's like Target on steroids, and it's okay. What you're doing is you're giving them permission to spend that money, right? Some people like to use the power drill analogy when talking about the grill pan or the rock cracker. You ask how many people have a spouse that has a power drill, right? Everybody's going to raise their hand on it. And how much was that drill? $200. And how often does it get used? Not all that often, right? So why can't you spend the money you want to spend on something like the Rock Crock or the Deep Cover Baker, something that you are going to use every single day? Oh, thanks, honey. What service? Jason says hi.
Hi, Jason.
He brought me some dinner. He's so nice.
I even do that power tool thing in my virtual shows. So I really, it's like you said, everybody knows what a knife is and what all that is. And so even my virtual templates, I lead off with that. How many of your spouses have a tool that sits in the garage and collects dust? And then I do power tool posts throughout the party. So it's an awesome tool. I mean, an awesome concept.
And I mean, if you think about it, I don't think there are very few people that would argue that having a drill is a bad thing. Like, having that in your house is a good thing to have when you need it, right? So why can't we also invest in something that we're going to use on a weekly or almost daily basis in our kitchen, right? They will be very glad they did. And when you put that in their mind and share that, they'll be happy with it too. All right. I'm reading my notes and want to make sure that we get everything here. All right. So then you want to make sure that you talk about bookings. All right. You want to have a goal of getting at least 2 bookings from every party that you do. Okay. 2. And here's why. The first one is going to replace the party that you just had. So if your goal is 2 parties a week, and then you have to replace the party you just had, so that in 2 more weeks you have that next party, right? But there's going to be parties that flop. There's going to be parties that cancel. There's going to be parties that reschedule. Okay. So the first booking replaces the party you just had, and the second booking helps grow your business. Okay. There's a great training out there that shows that if you book just 1 party from every show you do, in a couple of months, you'll go out of business, right? You start with your 6 shows. I can do 6. There we go. Start with your 6 shows, okay? And if you book 1 from every party, you'll have 6 shows. And then 1 will cancel. That was 7. I still can't do this. Wow, I'm really special. Christy's over there like she doesn't know how to count. How can she do anybody? They let anybody do this, guys. Anyway, so every month, if you have a cancellation, you're going to go from 6 to 5 to 4 to 3 to 0. Okay? But if you have 6 shows and you book 2, now you're up to 12, okay? And then when 1 or 2 cancel, you're at 10. And then you book 2 shows at each and you're at 20 on your calendar. and 2 cancel, then you're at 18. See how that works? It just keeps growing, okay? So always aim for 2, okay? So you may want to, you want to figure out how you want to share bookings. You're going to want to hone that. There are, there's a booking slide you can purchase that shows all the benefits of hosting a show, and you just whip that out and talk about it, right? You can talk about theme shows. This is what I do. I talk about theme shows all the time. I love my fajitas and margaritas, wine, cheese, and chocolate, beer and barbecue, kids in the kitchen, holiday baking, summer salads, Italian night, like whatever you want it to be. Dinner in 30 minutes, one pot meals, whatever you want your themes to be. I mean, you can have one recipe that fits multiple themes. My fajitas and margaritas, that can be fajitas and margaritas. It can be rock crock cooking, deep covered baker, dinner in 30 minutes, fast and fresh, gluten-free. I mean, it can fit all sorts of themes. And that's my go-to recipe. So I pull it out whenever I can. So it's okay to have your go-to recipe. In fact, we encourage it because then you get to know that recipe and the products you're bringing for that show, and you get to know it really, really well. And then you can focus your energy at the show on things like bookings and recruits. Okay. And it's okay. This is another time to bring up, the power tool, the power drill story, or the Target. We go in for a tube of toothpaste and come out with $100 of stuff in our cart, right? And this is where you can share that. This is a great way to split that up. Buy a few things at your party tonight, get your free gift with your $75 purchase, and some of those bigger items you have on your wish list, let's get them free or half off at your own party. Okay. Again, go into it assuming that every single person there had a great time and they want to book a party. When you have that mindset of knowing that every single person there wants to have a party with you, then you'll be much more confident, you'll look much more confident, and people will be much more excited to book with you. But if you're nervous and shy and don't bring it up and just, you can have a party if you want, they're not going to want to book with you. You want to be excited, okay? All right. So here's another thing to think about. There's a Target story, since we're talking about Target. Think about, and here's a story. You can ask somebody like, what's your favorite place to shop? They may say Target. So think about this for a minute. If you were to get all your friends together and organize, say a girls' day out shopping or guys' day out shopping, because Jason's here. But we're going to go with girls' day out because I don't think guys go shopping together, Jason. So let's say you're going to get together, you're going to go to Target. They're having a sale. Do you think that Target's going to give you a call and say, hey, thanks for bringing all your friends over. We want to give you a shopping spree of $140 as a thank you, and then we're going to let you pick out any 4 items in the store 50% off. Is Target going to do that? No. But we do, okay? And so that's what makes us different. And it's a heck of a lot more fun because you can't carry margaritas around Target, okay? All right. So the other thing you want to do is you definitely want to talk about recruiting at your parties. You guys are all here for a reason. There was something that brought you to this amazing company. There is some reason that you joined Pampered Chef. And our reasons are probably all different. And you don't want to deny this opportunity to anybody. And I know when you're brand new, it can be kind of intimidating to recruit. I didn't want to recruit anybody for 6 months. I didn't even talk about it. And somebody came to me and wanted to join my team. And I called my director and said, what do I do? She's like, you sign them up. And that was the end of that. It was that easy. And after that, recruiting machine. So sometimes it just takes the first one. But think about why you started, and think about if there's other people that might need Pampered Chef for the same reasons you do. Whether it's to give you something to do, to get you out, to help pay a bill, to hopefully be able to leave your current full-time job, or because it's something you're passionate about, or a few of those things. You have your upline director's support. They will be there to help you, like I said, through that recruiting process and through that training process. So you don't have to feel like you need to know everything off the bat. That's why we're doing things like these calls, right? Because we are here to help you guys out, okay? There's also a game you can do called the ticket activity. And this is where you have just a bunch of those little tickets like that you would get at the fair or something, or like doing a raffle. You can buy a roll of those. And you can give away a prize. Like it could even be a season's best. And you can give away tickets when people ask you questions. And this is a great way to say, you know, I can give you 1 ticket for every question you ask about products. I'll give you 2 tickets for every question you ask about hosting your own party. And I'll give you 3 tickets for every question you ask about starting your own Pampered Chef business or about my business. Okay. And so this is a really great opportunity to get them talking. And what it also does is it gives them, again, you're giving them permission to ask you questions about your business, okay? We may have Joby sitting in the crowd. She's standing in the back, and I'm just going to pick on you and make something up, Joby. I know you're cool with it. So she may be sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to buy groceries next week, right? But she doesn't want her friends to know that she's struggling. But hey, if she can win a free cookbook by getting the most tickets, and she knows the fastest way to do that is to ask questions, well, it's a really easy way for her to play off, oh, I'm just asking the questions because I want to win this cookbook, right? And so then you can decide if you do a drawing and whoever's number you pick gets the cookbook, or whoever has the most tickets gets the cookbook, or however you want to do it. But then, you know, keep a mental note of who's asking those questions, because the people asking a lot of booking questions are probably the most likely to book. And the people asking a lot of recruiting questions are going to be your top leads. Okay. And it may be somebody like Joby. You want to have little packets of information ready to go. And when Joby comes to check out, I'm going to say something like, Joby, you had a ton of really great questions tonight. I would love to send home this information packet with you. Would you like to take one? I can give you a call tomorrow and we can chat about it. And you know what? It's very easy for her to say, sure, I can do that. Right? She's just taking information. And then when I call her tomorrow, we can have a private conversation and she can ask more questions. And I can say, you know, what made you interested in this business? And she might say, I'm struggling for cash. You know, she doesn't want her friends to know, but maybe she'll share that with me, especially if we've connected. Okay. So just things like that game can really get people talking and really can help you figure out who your leads are. You never want to prejudge, because, you know, Joby, she doesn't want all her friends to know that she's struggling. There's no way that you're going to know that. Okay. So definitely don't prejudge. Ask everyone and offer this to everybody, because you never know whose life you're going to change. Okay. But if you do a game like that, keep it short, keep it sweet. Okay. Couple minutes, and then cut it off and pick a winner. Let them know if they have more questions they can still ask. But people don't like games that go on and on and on and on and on. Okay. So keep it short. But then you definitely want to make sure at the end of your party that you thank your host again. Thank them so much for letting you come in, and let everybody know that you're going to help them all with their checkouts, right? You want them to eat and socialize and have another beverage. Definitely have another beverage, you know, have fun, do whatever. And let them know maybe, you know, you'll be sitting in this chair over in the corner, or maybe you'll be sitting right up at the counter by the products so you can answer questions about the products. Maybe you'll be starting to rinse things off, tidy up a bit. Let them know where you're going to be, and let them know that when they're ready to check out, just to come find you, and you'll be there ready to help them out. Okay. And when you do check out, you definitely want to have a conversation with them, more than just, okay, here's your total. Thanks for your credit card number. Have a great night. Right? Look at what they're ordering. See if there's things that they need to go with it. Okay. If they are ordering a grill pan, do they need the scraper to clean it? If they're ordering the brownie pan, do they need the nylon mini serving spatula to get items out? The spiralizer, they need the dual-sided cleaning brush to clean it. Those kinds of things, those little add-ons add up, but they're going to be very thankful for having those little pieces that go really well with the tools that they're getting, or the lid for the brownie pan, you know, those kinds of things. But it's a really easy conversation to have. Start by saying, hey, did you have fun tonight? What did you enjoy most about the party? What was your favorite product that you used? Have you been to a party recently? How did you enjoy the recipe that we made? You know, those kinds of things. And when you ask their favorite product, take note, is their favorite product on their order form? Because if it's not, hello, booking. And if it is, then you definitely need to congratulate them on getting their favorite product and let them know they're going to be so happy. The best thing you can do is look at their order form and compliment them on the things that they're ordering. Have you ever been to a party and you can't make a decision, you don't know what to get, and am I making the right choice? Am I going to like this? When you compliment them, you sit down and you say, oh, Becky, you are going to love this spiralizer, especially with your garden that you told me about and all that fresh zucchini. This is going to be a lifesaver. You're going to love it. And Becky's going to go, oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad I decided to get it, right? So definitely compliment them. That's a great way to start that conversation, okay? And so then as you're sitting there chatting, you want to ask the toughest questions first and then work your way down to the easiest. So your toughest question is talking about the business. Would you enjoy doing what I do, earning some extra income? Or what surprised you when we did the ticket game? What surprised you about the Pampered Chef opportunity? Would you be interested in learning more about this business, whether it's in-person shows or what we can do online to earn extra income? Ask them a couple questions. And the thing that I've learned is that if people start going, they're thinking about a reason to say no when really they kind of want to say yes. So if they start saying, you want to jump in there and grab them and don't let them have that time to come up with a reason to say no. So if you say, have you ever thought about doing what I do? And they go, well, say, you know what? I'm going to send this packet of information home with you. Take a look at it, think about it. We can touch base tomorrow, because they are thinking about it. And then they'll say, okay. And you send it along. You are going to have the people that right away, before you even finish the question, are going to say, no, this isn't for me. Fine. Okay. But if they're thinking about it, get that info to them. Okay. Same goes with hosting. I noticed your favorite product was the Rock Crock that's not on your order form tonight. Let's set up your party date. We'll get some friends together. We'll get it for you for free or half price. Not would you like to have a party, but you already know they want to have a party because it was so much fun, right? And that was their favorite product and they need to have it. So instead it's, let's get this set up. And when they say, well, I don't know if this date will work. I don't know when I would do it. I need to ask my friends. Here's the thing. If they go to their friends first and say, oh, I want to have a Pampered Chef party, and they say, oh yeah, that would be great. When are you going to have it? And they all pick a date, and then they come back to you and you don't have that date available. And then you're going back and forth and back and forth. That's no fun. She's going to get frustrated. She's not going to have her party. But instead, if your customer says, well, I might be interested. I'd have to ask my friends. This is what I say. I say, you know what? Let's pencil in a date. I'm going to send you home with a host packet so you have catalogs ready to share. And we're going to pencil in a date with pencil because we can always change it. So then when you go and talk to your friends, you can say, I'm going to have a party and this is the day I'm going to do it. And they can get it on their calendars right away. And you know what? If you find that it's not working, if that's not a great date, we'll change it. Yes, Christy.
You mentioned a recruiter's packet. What all do you include in that?
Great question. Hold on. All right. So I've got this little cellophane packet. And what I put in there, I have an old season's best cookbook. Because here's the thing. I can at least say, would you like a packet of information? It comes with a cookbook. And they'll be like, oh, free cookbook? Sweet. We can get these things for super cheap. And it gives them another excuse to take it home, right? They can tell their friends, I got a cookbook. They don't have to share that they're really excited about it. People get nervous and weird about those kinds of things. So that's how that goes. So cookbook, Life Tastes Great packet. I fold it in half so it fits in there. Business card. And then I have in here, I usually put a couple of flyers in here. In here, I've got just a flyer with the kits on it. This is an old copy, but it still works. This one is just a sheet of like the different types of people, personal use or internet consultant, short term, like if they have just a big bill they want to pay off or a loan they want to pay off and then be done. Hobbyist, part-time, or career. So it just kind of gives a layout of how many parties they would do, how often they would work, how much they would make.
Where did you get that flyer?
It's probably, that's a great question. I'm sure there are copies of it floating around in the training group or in the Landy Chef Team group in the files section. I will try to.
The more newer ones have like what apron fits you. Have you seen
Yeah,
that?
something like that.
You have an apron for
I can
everyone.
find it. Maybe I can find it and post it in the training group, which will get you in. But that's a nice one because, people look at me. I'm a career consultant. This is what I do. And people will look at me and say, I don't want to do that. I work full time. I can't do what you do. But this shows you that there is a spot for you maybe up here, if not down here. Okay.
Mhm.
And then I also like to put in there, I don't have one in here right now, but I like to put in a flyer of this month's special, something that you're going to earn, whatever the recruiting special is that you can earn when you join. So I often put one of those in. I print out some new ones right before my shows. So that's what I put in there. Okay, great question. So make sure you have those and host packets ready. Everyone has different things they put in their host packets, but definitely one of those Life Tastes Great flyers, some catalogs, some order forms. I like to put a little letter in there thanking them for hosting, some invites, business cards.
Are you seeing more people inviting via email or that sort of thing rather than the old postcards?
What's nice about the postcards is that you can hand them to people. You can hand them to coworkers and friends. You can keep them in your purse, and when you see someone at the grocery store, you can hand them one. And yes, a lot of people do invite with text message and Facebook and email, but I recommend to people to invite multiple different ways. Because I'm going to see your text message and then go, oh yeah, I need to put that on my calendar. And then I'm going to get 8 other text messages and totally forget about it. But then I'll get your email and go, oh yeah, I need to do that. And then I'll mark it as unread again so I can go back and do that. And then you're going to send me that Facebook message and I'm going to go, oh yeah, I marked that email as unread and I haven't gone back to it. I'm notorious for needing 1.5 million reminders, and I'm not alone in the world. And yeah, it's true. So I tell people the more ways that they can invite, the better. And the invites are great too for like the neighbors. Like walk around to some of the neighbors' houses and put them in mailboxes. Like you don't have to pay for a stamp, right? It's handy. And more people are enjoying getting the snail mail or the paper invites again because we are so bombarded with electronic everything that it gets lost. Honestly, it gets lost. So going back to old school paper, people are actually like, how many times do you open the mailbox and you have real mail? Not very often. And when you do, it's really exciting, right? So that's something to think about and something to tell your hosts, okay? So when going back to bookings, talk about whatever conversation starter works for the person that you're talking to at checkout. I saw you light up when I mentioned wine, cheese, and chocolate. We definitely need to book that with you and your friends. Let's pick a date, right? Again, just assume that they're going to do it and your bookings will soar, okay? But definitely, if they say, well, maybe, or I need to think about it, just get permission. Hey, can I give you a call tomorrow and check in? Can I give you a call in a week to check in? And when they say yes, great. Make sure you set a reminder on your phone, put it in your calendar, whatever. And when you call them, just say, hey, I'm just giving you a call to check in as you requested. Remind them that they are the ones that said you wanted them to check in. And they'll go, oh yeah, perfect. All right. And so then at checkout, again, thank them. The other tip I would like to give is that don't forget about rounding up. Everybody can round up their order to help the local food pantry. And honestly, it's as easy as saying, I like to try to remember to mention it during my show that, this is going to be an option. I'm going to ask every one of you at checkout. And then I might say, Jason, your total is $85.22. Remember that you can round up for the local food pantry. What would you like your total to be? Okay. Because he may say, round it up to $83, round it to the next dollar. But he may say, well, what the heck, let's just make it 85 or 90. So I ask people what they want their total to be. And I have a lot more people that round up that doing that. Okay. So don't forget about that little tidbit. You know, it's something extra that we can do for our community, that they can do for their community, and it stays local. It stays local to the host. So that's important to remember as well. Okay. All right, so that's your quick rundown of a cooking show. I don't know how long our call is supposed to be tonight, but we're at almost an hour. You guys have any questions?
I have a comment. I just want to thank everybody for coming tonight, and you're doing absolutely the best thing you can do by attending as much training as possible. You know, I've been doing this, like Rachel said, for about 1.5 years, and I still catch as much training as possible because you can always pick up something from any leader that you're hearing from. And we have just an amazing team of leaders on the Landy and Smith and Bazaar and Dolger and Hanson teams. I mean, it's just so awesome. So thank you for investing in yourself by attending this training, and hope to see you back next week.
Thanks, Jason. Anyone else? Christy, I'm sending Karen a message right now so I don't forget.
And do you know how much work I got done while I was on this training? I got 2 host packets ready to go, a bunch of catalogs ready to mail. You can multitask.
Real. Take some notes while you're at it. But I mean, that's just the thing. Like a lot of the things that we're talking about, I know Becky's been around for 1 year, Jason's been around for almost 2 years. A lot of the things that I'm sharing tonight are things that we've done and talked about over and over and over again. But sometimes hearing a reminder or hearing it in a different way, or sometimes you pick up new things. It's definitely not a bad thing to sit in on trainings multiple times. So you may find that, you know, these calls that we're doing, these new consultant training calls, are going to repeat in topics every 4 weeks. But it's going to be somebody different 4 weeks from now teaching this exact same call. And they're going to have different stories and examples and things to share than I do. I mean, we've got this nice little script of, you know, things to follow and topics to try and touch on. And I didn't touch on all of them. And I added some personalized things in there as well. And you're going to find that every week. So it's okay to jump back on another call, even if just to kind of listen in and pick up some more information as you go. So definitely don't be afraid to soak up the training. So like Jason said, there's tons of it from some amazing, amazing people. Excellent. Any other questions or comments this evening? Leanne's like ready to rock her business. Christy's like, I've got the Karen Smith to learn from.
Shannon, when you book your lunch in person, I'll come and you can shadow me then.
There you go. Perfect. Jason will help you run it. I want to shadow one of Jason's shows because they sound like they're a lot of fun.
Only people on my downline can come to my shows.
Whose team is that guy on anyway? Man. Kick him out. All right, my friends. Well, if there's no other questions, I'm going to let you guys go. Love you, Jason. Thank you guys all for joining me tonight, for sharing and chatting with us. I do have this recorded. Oh my gosh, there's a fly in my office. So if anybody wants a copy of the recording, I know I have some team members who missed it tonight that I'm going to share this with. But if there are things you want to listen to again, send me a friend request, Facebook message, let me know. I'll send it off to you when I have it uploaded. And Christy, I sent a message to Karen, so we'll get you in there. Otherwise, if you want to send me a friend request, I'm not actually Donna Landy, I'm Rachel Hanson.
Okay.
And S-O-N. You can send me a friend request and then I can get you in that group too. And I'll go look for that flyer and I can post it in the training group. So thank you guys all for joining us tonight and investing your time in your business. And like Jason said, I hope to see you guys on the call next week.
Huskies say goodbye. Can you hear them?
Oh,
Come play with us.
I know. Okay, go play. All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.